Okay, we're out here again. As you can see, Bill is with me, and we're about halfway to where we're going to camp for the night. Locals around here call it Jacob's Pond, so we're doing pretty good, making pretty good time, and it's a hell of a beautiful day. What do you think, Bill?
It is. It's a beautiful day for hiking. Beautiful. Not bad weather. About 70 degrees. It's nice.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet out here, and when we get to camp, I'll pull out my DSLR and have some better photos, things like that. Try to get some decent shots today and some decent video and upload those, well, whenever I get a chance. We're on the way. Check back in here in a minute. And as you can tell, I already went through one pretty muddy spot. Bill fared a little bit better than me, as a matter of fact. But yeah, here we go. We're on the way. And I'll check back in here in a few minutes once we get up to where we're going to, maybe not where we're going to camp, but we have to take a right here in about maybe a quarter of a mile. So I'm going to suck up or stop talking and conserve my energy and my breath for this slide uphill. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Okay, we are checking in. We just met a park service, not a park service, what was he?
Ranger.
He was a ranger, conservation. His name is Ford. Ford, very good to meet you, sir. Hopefully we'll meet you again. And he alleviated any concerns I had about getting a permit to camp out here. He said that's not a problem, you don't need one. So we are good to go on that. So we're getting ready to cross this creek, which I'll show you right now. Ready for this, Bill?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, before we go, I'm going to do a quick 360. Going to show you around here. And that right there is the road that we just now came down. As you can see, it's a little rough, and even the Forest Service Ranger Ford said that they're going to be coming out here with some equipment to kind of repair this road. They don't want it to wash out because it leads down to this pond that they can get water from in the times of forest fires. So, all right, here we go. It doesn't look too bad. The only thing that I would worry about is it's a little swift, and I may slip or something here and there. So I might try to find a couple of sticks to act as hiking poles, because I didn't bring my trekking poles today. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, you're on.
Okay, we're going to give this a shot. If I fall, don't laugh. Or laugh, but subscribe.
Good job.
I'm strong.
Oh yeah. Sorry, we're recording.
As promised, we're checking back in right now. We are literally within 100 yards of, my hat's all crooked, of where we're going to camp and the pond. So I will check back in here in a second. I'm going to pull out the DSLR here in a few minutes, and then we're going to set up camp. But we'll be back on as soon as we actually get down to the pond proper. Talk to you soon.
See you.
Okay, we have finally made it down to the Jacobs Creek Pond, and once we get to the pond, it's looks like about 100 yards away. I'll come back on and show you. Well, silly me, I kept calling it Jacobs Creek Pond, but it is called, as you can see, John's Pond, and it was a Job Corps project constructed by the Jacobs Creek Civilian Conservation Center in 1987. All right, and I don't know if they come down here and mow. I know that the times that I've been here has been more of a winter time, and this is kind of growing up. So in the middle, if you tried to come out here in the middle of July or August, this is going to be ridiculously bad. But let's walk around and I'll show you the pond itself. There's a little gym that very few people know about. I don't even think it's on the map. The map that the Park Service Ranger had, he knew where this place was, of course. but it wasn't listed on the map that he had. And I'm not going to get water from there to drink. The stream that we just crossed is where I'll hike back up and use the Katadyn Be-Free filter with the aftermarket bladder. So I'm pretty happy right now. Right over there in the flat area is probably where we're going to be camped out. There or on the far end, if memory serves, it's a little bit different than it used to be 5-6 years ago, actually about 8 years ago. But there was almost like a little quasi beach, and we're going to go over there and check that out and see if it's still there, and if not, right over there is where we will be camping. So check back here in a minute and getting ready to take this backpack off and pull the DSLR out. And if you're a local and you know where we're at John's Pond, don't tell anybody, because it's pretty quiet back here. It's very nice, very pristine. 1 or 2 pieces of trash, you're going to find that anywhere anymore, it seems like, here in Southwest Virginia. But we are here in Southwest Virginia, very, very close though to Tennessee. And there again, like I said, this is John's Pond. So anyway, we're off to do a little bit more filming. And I'm trying to get some decent shots, but I'm just in love with the place right now. So, and I can hear Bill on up that way, so I'm gonna go up that way, cut some firewood. He's gonna go ahead and set his tent up. I only brought a tarp. I've seen so many people just using the tarp, and so I thought I would go ahead and that's all I would use tonight is a tarp and a sleeping pad and a ground sheet. I didn't bring plastic. I left that at the house, forgot it, but I've got an extra 5x7 tarp. You've seen me use it before on that other video, the first solo camping trip since Reagan. And that trip made me a lot more confident that it wouldn't be that bad to come out here and do this again by myself, if you know, and start filming videos at least once or twice a week, maybe definitely once a week. So I don't know if I mentioned it in my other video, but an old-timer, I'll say old-timer, he's not that old, but he's a bit older than me. He was telling me that once the Smoky Mountains, when they had that forest fire a couple of years ago, there was no real food for the black bears, so they, having a Mike's Hard or a Blood Orange, as a completion of a good couple of mile hike. But back to the story, he was telling me that they brought the black bears down. They brought a lot of black bear because there was no food in their natural habitat, and so they transplanted several black bear around in this area. And locally where I live, there have been a number of newspaper articles talking about black bears, and an elderly woman had her car kind of mauled because she had cat food in her car. So the bears smelled the cat food and pretty much trashed her car trying to get to it. Well, she was an elderly lady, and I guess someone at the gas station or the grocery store would always load it into her car, and she just got the cat food out of her car. So it's kind of crazy, but you just gotta, you know, I don't think we're going to be bothered by anyone or anything out here, but it's always good to have bear spray, etc., and we're covered on that for right now. But you know what, there again, here's more trash. I'll show it to you. Dirty trash.
Where do you want to set up the pit?
Probably right there around near your pack where that other fire pit was.
Okay.
I think this is where we're going to be camping for the night. Unlike the other place that I just filmed, this is open. There's no dead standing around here. There's that pine tree there, but it's not. There's nothing but a few dead branches, so that'll be working out really well for us. And I can always put my tarp up. There's several places I can put the tarp up. So, okay, good deal. All right. Okay, we have set up camp. Bill and I are headed back up to the stream that we crossed to use the Katadyn Be-Free filter with the aftermarket bladder. and go ahead and fill up a canteen and the bladder, and that should hold us until tomorrow. Let's hope. It's not that far of a walk, but it's just enough to discourage you from drinking a whole lot. Yeah, from drinking a whole lot of water or making several cups of coffee. But anyway, check back in a minute. Okay, Bill and I are finally back up here to the stream that we crossed, and we're going to go ahead and get some water. And I'm going to turn the filming over to Bill right now rather than having to figure a place out for my tripod to film from. So I'm going to turn it over to him as I film, or as I get water. All right. Tell me when you're ready.
We're good.
Okay. All right, so I'm getting ready to filter this water from the stream. And I've got a plastic bag to keep my filter in. I'm going to put that down for a second. A lot of people will only use a bandana or t-shirt, piece of cloth to help filter the water. But I thought, why use that when you can take a cheap coffee filter and put that right over. There's the Cadden Be Free. That's the heart of the entire system. But what I'll do, rather than using a piece of cloth, I'm just going to use the coffee filter and put the water in that way. And help filter it that way. And what that's going to do is that's going to keep out all the debris. Like this. There we go. Still got the filter, can be reused, sort of. And that's full. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fill the canteen up, and then I'm going to fill it back up one more time, and that way we'll have a full bladder, this is, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2 liters. Yep, 2 liters. Okay, and this is a Hydra pack.
I'm gonna stop it.
No, go ahead.
Fully?
Yeah.
All right, start it again.
All right. And you can go ahead and stop now. Take a break and then. Got the water. Okay, we made it back from getting the water. I'm going to set my chair up and sit down for a few minutes and maybe have a tea or something like that. Either tea, Earl Grey, Captain Picard special, or maybe a coffee. Coffee might be better right now to give a little extra boost of energy. And I'll go take you around the campsite real quick. There's Bill.
How you doing?
Looks a little tired after the hike in.
Just a little bit.
There's his tent, and there's his gear. And I had a slight gear bomb myself. I have to start getting everything out. A Thermacell, not a Thermarest, but a Thermacell mosquito repel I'm going to kick on because it's they're starting to come out. There's my Canon T4i DSLR. As you can see, I need a little bit better lens. But right now I'm not turning it back on autofocus. Anyone that watched that last video knows that that camera noise was could drive somebody crazy. But it's a beautiful afternoon. I'm not sure what the temperature is. Right out here, you get spotty cell service at best. But it's a very nice day out. Few mosquitoes, and that's why I'm going to start the thermocell. So, all right. Okay, I'm off to find a couple of stones to make a proper fire pit. So we're going back where we were at earlier. I'm going to see if I can find some, at least a few stones. I don't want to set a forest fire since we met that really nice Forest Service guy, Ford is his name. And the reason I can remember that, sometimes I have to associate certain things. And I remember his name because of the comedian Andrew Dice Clay, who's kind of controversial, but the point is, he had a movie called The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. And that's how I'm associating the Forest Service, the Forest Service guy's name. It looks like somebody's been chopping wood here. Let's check it out. So somebody was definitely here. Probably the people that left all that trash up there. It always is aggravating. It's always aggravating. I've said it before in that other video where Bill and I went out to the what we call Shortcut Island around here, and or some people call it that. But you go out, and people want to go out to a nice area where it's not disturbed, and it's like, oh, pack in whatever you want, but God forbid you pack anything back out with you, and I mean pack out your trash, etc. So, what are you gonna do? People like to come out in the woods, but then they don't follow the adage of leave no trace around here. I know it's a lot different in other countries, but what are you going to do around here? I mean, you can go and you can pick up trash, and that's what I used to do, and I still do it. Not as much as I used to, but maybe that's a good goal to have, is start. Oh, good Lord! That's what happens when you don't pay attention. So anyway, I'm going to jump off here, try to find some things, and I will be back on here in a little while. When I get back up there to camp, we're going to start a campfire soon, and go and have a good evening. Those hobo steaks sound pretty good. I'm getting kind of hungry right now. Like I said before, I don't get hungry anymore, but I can feel my stomach is kind of hurting because I haven't eaten since yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, yesterday evening I ate. So, okay, everyone. Okay, in an effort to be safe than sorry, better to be safe than sorry, and I don't feel like walking first thing in the morning down here to the stream, even though it's a lot. As I was saying earlier, it's a lot closer than we originally thought. We were originally having to walk up that path, back up that government road, about a half a mile to get water, and then coming back down. I got stuff on my face. Something looks like maybe got whacked. So I'm going to walk on back down here to the stream and get some. Go ahead and fill up the Be Free water filter, or using the Be Free water filter, and that way first thing in the morning I can have a cup of coffee, probably 2 cups of coffee. And tomorrow's going to be a leisurely day. We're not going to really do a lot tomorrow. We're going to just take it easy. This is more of a leisurely outing. That's why I haven't really worried about putting up a tarp or doing anything major today, because the weather is just fantastic. And I didn't bring out my tent. So now we're back into the woods proper. So, and maybe you can hear that stream if I be quiet. Alrighty. Well, I'm down here at the stream, and doggone it, I forgot that coffee filter. That's okay. This is pretty fast running water. so don't really have to worry about too much sedimentation. If you didn't hear that, I said don't have to worry too much about a lot of debris in the water going into the water filter. Now, to do this without falling over and killing myself with my bad balance. There. That looks about full. Alright, I mean it's not completely full. As you can see, it's about where my finger is. That's alright. It's what you're out here to do in the woods. Not just sit around all day long, but to get out and move around. So, that's what we're doing. I almost forgot my camera, or my phone I should say. So, yeah, we're good to go. I'm happy. So, I seem to say that word "so" a lot. Maybe I'll eliminate that from my vocabulary in the next couple of videos. So, a little creative editing. So, anyone watching, thank you for watching. Occasionally I will say that right in the middle of a video. Glad to come out here, glad Bill's with me. This is a really nice place. I like to share things like this. This is one of the reasons why I started the channel. And the Reason to Live channel is to get out here and just enjoy this kind of day. Get exercise, because I've definitely got to get this belly off. I've got some photos, some other things, maybe in, not this video, maybe another video I'll show you, that used to be in pretty good shape. I could see my abs, but you know, things happen, steroids for the radiation, etc. So, alright everyone, as you can see I'm back in my red Sam's Club chair. Gotta love it, and the bugs are coming out. Gotta get that thermocell activated here in just a second and start a fire. Gotta get some stones to make a proper fire pit, and then we're gonna cook up what I've prepared as hobo steaks. They're actually they're put them in the freezer last night, so we've got to let, they're thawing right now, and I brought a green pepper and an onion and a cutting board, and we're going to slice those up, mix them together for each individual style. The only thing I forgot was garlic. I forgot the garlic, so that's the way it goes. But just kind of sitting down, relaxing for a second, taking a breather. We just went and got that water. And I'm going to go ahead and I might go ahead and put up that tarp just to have it overhead. It's the forecast is 0 rain, so I'm kind of debating on whether to actually use it and take a chance and just sleep out underneath the stars. But once I turn that thermocell on, it should keep the mosquitoes away. But we'll see. We'll see. It's still early. It's a 4:30ish, something like that right now. So we'll go from there. All right. Now my handicapped butt can get up here and get up off this little bitty chair. May not.
It's actually 5.
Is it 5?
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
And I have that.
Oh,
for
okay.
If you need.
Oh, I can't seem to get out. Can you give me a hand?
Yeah, of course.
That's what happens when you're older and crippled. Wow. Well, it's a wee chair. Okay. In what seems to be an ongoing theme in this section of the video, and I believe with a little bit of thought and reflection, that it's not the equipment, it's operator error.
I plugged up the microphone and the dead cat and put it, and so it may have been the mic cord was not completely plugged in. There was something going on, so I've had to eliminate the audio completely on this clip, and so I'm just going along and trying to narrate as best that I can the video itself. And there's Bill. He's using the Fisker's axe, which is an amazing bargain at $25 now at one of the local hardware stores. That's a great deal. I've watched a number of videos on the reliability of that axe. It's inexpensive. You can throw it, kick it around, and it's extremely light. I was thinking about buying the Amora hatchet camp axe, and I probably still will later on, but for 25 bucks I'm going to go ahead and buy one of the Fisker's axe or hatchets and keep it in my pack from now on as well. So I'll have that, and I'll have a folding saw for summertime. Now wintertime, of course, well, I have to go back to like a boy's axe or something large, and also a better saw, better folding saw. And I've seen a number of videos from Joe Robinette to Adrenaline Adventures, etc., that are using folding saws. I think it's called an Agawa Boreal folding saw, which I want to get one of those really bad. But as you're seeing here, we've got our camp set up. I think I may have said it already that the tent did amazingly well. I went ahead and slept in the tent that night with Bill, one each on one side and one on the other, and it was pretty good. It's held up pretty well. It's a Wally World tent, so it did pretty well. But here we are continuing on with no sound, just me running my mouth still, because on this clip the same thing happened. So the video footage from the very next morning is being shot with the camera as well, and it's fine. Right before we went to bed, I unplugged the camera and brought it inside the tent, and then the next morning I put the microphone back on, put the dead cat in properly, and made sure everything was good to go the next day. Now from now on I'll have to double check whenever I turn on that DSLR. I'll have to remind myself to check that the audio is working good. So it's just one of those things that happen. I apologize that you're having to sit here and listen to me narrate. I have not had to do something like this since I was in college, and the professor seemed to always want to call on me to read out loud. Why, I don't know. My voice is not as deep and husky as some of the other people that were in the class, but anyway, right now I'm just kind of panning around, showing some other footage of the camp. There's the campfire. I love the fire ring that we made. I love that. I mean, it took a little extra effort, but in my opinion, it was worth it in the end to have peace of mind with the conditions. I mean, it had been raining quite a bit before we went out, so I don't think anything would have caught fire, but it just gave me peace of mind to have that fire ring. And whenever I go back out there, that'll be something. I'll go down to that stream and get a couple of handfuls, make a couple of trips out down to the stream and get more rock and build it up a little bit better, because it's definitely a place that I'll probably bring more friends and my nephews out there, my niece as well. So yeah, and it looks like we're just about ready to get the audios back in. So thank you everyone for watching this so far, and going to keep working on learning how to edit this with this software a lot better. So here we go. We're coming back up to regular audio now.
Okay, it's about that time. The fire's burning down to coals, and we're going to go ahead and cook before anything else. So, well, I think what for spices, I think I'll cut it up, and then
Yeah, do what you got to do, and then you know you have spices.
sit back. Put it back in my bag. Don't need one of these copper mats. Just need that. Just go on my feet. Okay, everyone, what I've made are hobo steaks, hamburger. Basically, it's just hamburger. So what I'm going to do is open these up. They have thawed enough. And as you can see, hobo steak is pretty simple. I could have went ahead, I didn't know what Bill's taste was, but I could have chopped up the onions and the green peppers and mixed it all into the hamburger earlier, but I didn't. So we'll go from here. La la la. Using the old favorite Boy Scout cutlery set. There we go. Brought a little chopping pad. Little plastic chopping block. And here we go. Do you want a lot of green pepper, Bill, or you want any green pepper?
Huh?
Do you want green pepper? Or?
There are a couple of places in the video where evidently the microphone was not working properly, and at one point I forgot to put the dead cat, the little muffler on the microphone to knock out any of the wind noise. So for a few minutes here I'm going to just narrate the video, and as you can see, here is a shot of the moon. Slightly out of focus. I'm going to have to buy a better lens, but that's in the future. Bill's fanning the flames of the fire with my sit pad. We had to go and get those rocks from the stream, which you'll see here in a little while.
Wow, look at that.
We had to go get those rocks
I have to say so.
from that creek,
Done a great job.
and had to carry those a couple hundred yards. And it took, I'm going to say, roughly 5 trips to get all of those, maybe 6 trips. At this point, I can't remember exactly how many trips it was. There's Bill's tent. Did pretty well. I have to say, I was surprised at the tent. I think it's an Ozark Trail, and as many of you know, that's a Walmart brand. But I didn't put up the tarp. I didn't put my tarp up the night of the camp. It was just so beautiful. So at the very end of the night, I thought, well, heck, rather than sleeping out under the stars and getting dew on everything, or on me, I just sleep inside of the tent. So it was a 3-man tent, so Bill slept on one side over there, and I had my sleeping pad and sleeping bag on the other, and slept really well. So yeah.
Okay.
And the fire's doing pretty good here. It looks lighter than it is, and a lot of people with camcorders or DSLRs, etc., know that a lot of times the light
so we're gonna be
will
enjoying
kind of fool
those.
the viewer,
About to
because at this point it was, I'm going to say,
So, yeah, so we're just going to sit here and finish these off. 'cause I don't
7:30,
really
8
wanna drink
o'clock,
the beer while I'm eating
something
my
like
food. I'd
that.
rather have
But it, it's
water
still
with
light
the,
outside. It still looks good.
cherry Kool-Aid
So,
packet in it. You know, call me crazy, but this is a
and
blood
there's my
orange.
little gear bomb
And
over
what do you
there.
have there, Bill? I have the Four Loko here. Bill's got
Just
the Four
enjoying the
Loko.
fire. I think I had while we were having the fire, I had a
14 horsepower?
recreational beverage of a blood
has
orange.
12.
So
12 horsepower.
12 horsepower.
Four Loko Fruit Punch.
And I have the blood orange, which is, I think it's 8%, or 8 horsepower. But tasty. But you always have to remain hydrated as well when you're drinking any kind of alcohol out in the outdoors. And I wouldn't recommend drinking too much by yourself. You don't want to get sloshed out here in the woods, because there are bear out here.
You got to keep your wits about you.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm getting pretty hungry.
Oh yeah. Can't wait for them.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, eh? Alrighty.
I've never had the hobo steaks with you. I've never had them.
Really?
Before. Yeah. Yeah. This is the first time for me. So.
Like I said, I was introduced to them by my friend. Ted introduced me to them. And I know some people might say, you know, don't use the aluminum, don't wrap them in aluminum, because there are heavy metals in them. But if you only do this once every now and then, there shouldn't be, you know, any. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to say there are or there is not any kind of buildup of toxins in the body. But every now and then, I haven't done a hobo steak, in probably 10 years. So I think we'll be okay. And worst comes to worst, you know, I've got that brain tumor, so it's not like I'm drinking aspartame or something like that.
True.
And so anyway, yeah, it's been fun.
It has been fun.
And tomorrow's hike out, we're gonna have a leisurely morning. We're not getting up early. Probably leave out of here around 1.
Yeah.
Take about an hour to hike back, and actually get in the car and leave around 2. So, and food's going to be gone, alcohol's gone, so the weight is going to be a lot less.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And now we have a nice fire pit that took us quite a while.
It did. It did.
I mean, 200, every bit of 200 yards from this chair way over there to the stream.
Yeah. To get those rocks.
To get the rocks, every bit of 200 yards there and back. And we did 4 loads? Or was it 5?
At least, yeah.
It's
At
either
least
4 or
4
5.
loads.
One or the other, I can't remember. But a pretty decent sized rock. So now,
Yeah.
we've got a place to come back to, whether it's later in the summer, whether it's fall camping, winter camping.
Yeah.
I think maybe the next time I were to come here, I would probably build one of those semi-permanent shelter.
Ah, that would be cool.
And one thing I would like to do is build a solar still. That's why I wanted to bring that plastic, and I was bummed because I didn't have it. Because you can dig a hole and put the cup down into it, and put a something to hold the plastic in a conical shape. That sounds like the grease
From the beef.
from the hamburger. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you put it in a conical shape and have just something small, a rock, pebble, keeping it in a conical shape down. And in the summer, or even in the winter, especially in the summertime though, the moisture is going to concentrate and drip down through evaporation. All those droplets are going to go into that cup.
That's cool.
Or another thing you could do, and you know, I don't feel like doing it in the morning. You never know. You can take a bandana. You can take a bandana or your clothing, take it off,
and run through like that field over there. And the dew that collects on that, you can actually strain that. You can squeeze it out into a container.
Huh.
And that'll keep you, in a survival situation, that would keep you alive.
Huh. Well, that's cool. That's good to know.
You might not, I mean, you might have to conserve calories
Yeah.
and conserve energy, because the human body can go roughly 2 weeks. I think a lot of people out there know this. 2 weeks without food, but only roughly 3 days without water.
Yeah.
So, see, I said it again. So,
Heck, in this heat, sometimes I can't even go, 20 minutes without water.
speaking of, we're going to talk about this. Oh, excuse me. You were talking about in the heat, it really affects you.
Yeah, it does. It does. Seems like 90 degrees or above, just being out in the heat, I just can't stand it. I have to, retreat back into the
In the
inside.
shade or the
Yeah,
AC.
yeah. Yeah, my friend had a barbecue last year, and it was like 85 out, but there were no trees around.
There's direct sunlight.
Yeah, exactly. So I went outside to go, spend time with my friend because he was barbecuing, and I love barbecuing. And it was just so hot, I couldn't stand it. But that's one of my, because of my MS now, that's one of my symptoms. Problem with heat.
With heat.
Yeah.
Well, in this summer we won't go on any kayaking trips in 90-degree weather, where you're out there in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just beating down.
Yeah.
And so you're basically in a little loincloth, or it's a pair of swimming trunks, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Because then it gets too hot to wear a wetsuit, which you'll just cook in a wetsuit
Yeah.
when it gets that hot.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Are you hearing that?
Yeah. I don't see anything.
No,
Yeah.
neither do I. But then again, it's dark.
Yeah, it is very dark.
Oh.
And of course, I bought this flashlight thinking it would be amazing with the pin spot, and it's not.
May. Morning, everyone. Slept pretty good last night on the REI mattress and the Snug Pack pillow. Then again, I'm not sponsored, so I don't know why I even bring that up. But yeah, we slept really good. Gonna get up, start a fire, and maybe do some Tai Chi or some Qigong exercises. And for breakfast, probably have rice. I brought out some broccoli flavored rice, and probably have that for breakfast. And then we've got pretty much the entire morning. We don't even have to actually start hiking out of here until maybe 12:45, 1 p.m. So gonna have a good time until then. So I've got to go make a fire. Bill's back in the background gathering twigs and leaves, things like that. Catch him in the camera. Where's he? There he is. So okay, I'm rambling because I'm still asleep. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.
Here we go. Okay. All right, and Bill is doing the ceremonial lighting of the fire this morning.
Yeah, and I broke it.
And he broke the fire steel.
Yeah, I did.
All
Ha ha.
Hold on then. It says try again, by golly.
Nope.
Now it seems like where your hand, where it's moving,
Uh-huh.
it's so bad right there, it's not able to,
Where it's shaky.
yeah.
Well, shit.
Look at that. And if anyone says, hey, you guys are cheating because using that tinder and that little box that the tinder came in, hey, the only thing I got to say there is that this is our first time using this. I mean, I've been going out in the woods a lot, but I always took a lighter. So I'm trying to learn this new skill. And I think Bill did a pretty damn good job. Success!
Success!
Look at that. Excellent.
That means almost breakfast time.
Almost. All right, I'm gonna stop filming. That way I can put some batteries in my camera. And then we can come back to that, work on this fire so it won't go out, because everything is still extremely damp, and we don't have any birch bark trees around here close by, because everything here has been new growth. Basically all this is pine, coniferous I should say. So and we're learning. This is like I said, is this your first time using flint?
Oh yeah, this is my first time.
And mine too. And I think, like I said, Bill did a great job there. So we're going to focus on the fire, get it going, and then we'll come back on. Well, we've got the thermocell going again. The mosquitoes starting to get a little rough, so I turned that on, put a new cartridge in, and that thing is doing great. I mean, really great. I'm so happy with that so far. And it looks like the rice is just about done. I switched over from the DSLR right now because, to be honest with you, I'm not totally familiar with the light settings, the exposure settings. So the bright sun right now is kind of washing out everything, so I can't even see the screen. But I'm using my new billy pot. This is its first use, and the rice is done. Just let that soak up there for a minute. I'll move it off. Oop, move that off. There we go. There we go. Excellent. 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 And the Leatherman, as I always bring with me. Anytime I go to the woods, like I've said before, it's always important to carry that, a multi-tool or a knife, something. This looks like an old trail that all this blow down, as you can see, it wouldn't be feasible to go through there. But we have been using this to get small twigs and things like that to light the fire. I brought another shirt with me, but I think I'm just going to leave this one on. The other shirt is more of a like a sleeveless shirt, and this thing is super cool, quick drying, can't beat it. I'm gonna have to get a couple of more of these. I think, if memory serves, I found them on Amazon, so I'm gonna buy a few more of those. And as you saw earlier, Bill got the fire started with using the tinder and ferro rod, and next time it'll be my turn. And the next camping, and I'm gonna go this week, I'll probably film a couple of videos at the farm showing me practicing little skills like that. So when I come out here, I don't have to worry about, I mean, I do carry a couple of lighters, and I carry usually those hexamine tabs, a couple of those, just to be on the safe side. Sometimes you don't want to be screwing with the fire steel if you don't have to. And I'm also going to get a larger ferro rod. The one I got that from firesteel.com, and it's so far I've only used it a couple of times, as you saw this morning. I'll practice with that more, but I can already tell that I want to get a bigger one, namely because this hand
you know, it wants to release if I'm not paying attention. So if something were a little bit larger in my hand, it'd be easier to hold up and hold on to, and to light the stove or light the fire. But gonna grab a bite to eat here in a second, and then we're gonna do a little exploring, and then after that it'll be near the time to start packing things up, and then once we're packed up, we can just hang out for a little while or go ahead and start hiking back to where we got dropped off at. So thanks very much. I'm not going to do too much more filming here. A couple of shots here and there, a couple of little videos as we go across that one creek again, but for the most part I'm done filming for the day. And for everyone that has watched, thank you very much for watching, and tune in again for the next video. It might be a camping video, it might be a trip video, you never know what's going on. Alright, thanks you very much, have a great day, bye. And as Bill was just reminding me, if you like this video and you want to see more videos of myself and Bill on our camping trips, please like, share, and subscribe. That way it helps me, it helps Bill to helps us to get out and do more camping trips, adventurous kinds of things. And so appreciate that very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching, and remember, every day find a reason to live, whether it's work, which sounds depressing, or it's school, whatever. Find the reason to get out of bed and try to be productive and be a better person each day. And remember, instead of frowning at somebody that you see, maybe at work or wherever, just smile. Give a quick nod. I am always nodding. Just nod, acknowledgement. So, have a good one. Matane.
This damn road, this government road, is nothing but one big mud bog. And we've got about a half a mile on this before we reach the better government road.
So we're feeling the burn. That's okay. Never surrender, never die. Carpe diem. Banzai. Watashi wa ichiban. I am number one. Banzai.
Alright, we've reached the nemesis from yesterday. I've already made it across. And since Bill filmed me yesterday, I'm filming him coming across today. It's a tricky one. There you go. Good job, man. Good job. As Bear Grylls says, finish strong. Finish strong.